Okay, so now we're going to look at your homework and see how you got on. You can mark it yourself. If you're not happy, you can send it to me to have a look at, but I'm just going to go through these. Right, for the first one, it has division, so it has to be the quotient rule. Did you identify that? Your u is x plus 1, your v is x squared plus 2. So you're going to use u dash v minus uv dashed over v squared. You don't get any marks at this point. Your derivative for that is 1 and your derivative is 2x, still no marks. Your first mark is u dash v minus uv dash, so it's x squared plus 2 minus the 2x times the x plus 1, 1 mark. And then over v squared, did you square x squared plus 2? Make sure it's all squared. If you've not got the bracket there, you're not getting the mark because then you've wrote x squared plus 2 squared, okay? Then what do you do for the next marks? Sorry, so that's for the denominator. And then I've just put them separate, one for the top, one for the bottom. Occasionally it's different, but that's usually the trend. And then expand x squared plus 2 minus 2x squared minus 2x and collect together. So you've got minus x squared minus 2x plus 2. You can write it as 2, take 2x minus x squared if you want the positive first, but that's your 3 marks. This one I've done in 3 different ways for you to appreciate. So the first way that you might see it is to bring it up as to the minus 1. You don't get a mark for that. Then to differentiate, you can bring minus 1 to the front, take 1 off the power to the minus 2 and remember the chain rule. There's a third mark to express it all together. So minus 1 times 2 is minus 2. So minus 2 causes 2x and bring the sine squared 2x to the bottom. So I'm giving you 1 mark here, but you don't get the third mark until the last line here. Cos 2x over sine 2x is cot 2x, and then we have an extra 1 over sine 2x. So I'm writing this. You don't need to write it like that. If you can understand, that goes to minus 2 cot 2x, and this is cosec 2x. So you need to get to this line for that mark. Another version would be for you to change that before you even start. So 1 over sine is the same as cos x. So I'm giving you the mark for realising there. And then you could just go to the formula sheet and you get cos x goes to minus cos x cot, but you have to remember the chain rule as well. So I'm giving you 1 mark for the cos x and 1 mark for the cot and 1 for wherever you've decided the chain rule is coming from. So you need the 2 at the front. So let's just say 1 mark for that part and then 1 mark for that. Okay. Or you can use the quotient rule. So you can have u as 1, but it differentiates to 0, and then sine 2x goes to cos 2x. U dash v minus uv dashed is minus 2 cos 2x over sine 2x all squared. I'm only giving you 1 mark there because that is much more simplified at the top. Then it's the same as the one at the start, that you could separate it and get to that. So again, 1 mark for one part, 1 mark for the other. So that's it done several ways. This one here, just bring the 2 down to the power of 1 and keep in the bracket sine 3x. And then you can bring out the chain rule, 3 cos 3x. Remember, it's cos 3x, but 3 also comes out. Now, I'm only giving you 2 marks for this, and that is your answer. But just in case anybody realised that 2 sine cos is actually a double angle. So if 2 sine cos is a double angle, then if sine 2x is 2 sine cos x, then 2 sine 3x cos 3x is the same as sine 2 lots of 3x. You could actually call it sine 6x. You might not have noticed that, but I'm just putting that out. Right, product rule. So you've got u is x plus 1 cubed, so you can easily differentiate that. And x cubed plus 1, you don't need to write to the power of 1, you're just differentiating that, and you can do u dash v plus uv dash, remember, for the product rule. 1 mark for the first part, 1 mark for the second part, and your third mark is for bringing it all together. So if you have x plus 1 squared, you can pull that out from both. So x plus 1 squared, you've got a 3, you can pull that out as well. So then you've still got this bracket, you've got still x squared times this, and you've got an extra x plus 1. So let's open it up. You've got x cubed plus 1 plus x cubed plus x squared, and you can simplify it up. You're not getting the mark unless you've brought it to this point. So your first question's out of 11. You can use fancy substitution, but if you know sine goes to cos, it will go cos sine x, and then the chain rule will bring out cos x. They are not the same. That is cos of sine x, and that is cos of x. So you can't write cos squared. That's it. That's your answer. That's it. If you wanted to go down the substitution route, you could say let y equal sine u, so u is sine x, so the derivative of that is cos x, and use the related rates idea. But honestly, isn't that easier? Just be careful. Okay, so the substitution's more beneficial when we get to integration. I just wanted to show you how you could use it, but you don't need to use it there. And then we've got the product rule, x plus 1 squared times cos 2x. So you know your u and your v, 2 bracket x plus 1 to the 1, and then minus 2 sine 2x. What's your signs? U dash v and uv dashed. Notice you've got a 2 in both, you've got an x plus 1 in both. You cannot pull out a common factor of 2x. Cos 2x is not the same as sine 2x. So let's pull out 2x plus 1, and you're left with cos 2x. Take what's your sine, and then you've still got an x plus 1 bracket, and that's it. That is it. Right, trickier one at 6 marks. You can try and simplify it first if you want, but I'm just going for that's u, cos goes to minus sine, and cos x plus sine x goes to minus sine plus cos. Do u dash v plus uv dash, they'll give you 1 mark for the top line, and over v squared, 1 mark for the denominator. Let's open it up. You've got minus sine x cos x, minus sine squared x, minus minus is plus, sine x cos x, and then minus cos squared x. So then you notice that they can cancel, and you end up with minus sine squared minus cos squared. You can pull out a minus 1. So then you get sine squared plus cos squared, which is 1 at the top. So I've gave 4 marks here. I gave you 1 for the numerator, 1 for the denominator, 1 for expanding, and then 1 for simplifying it down. The next part is derivatives the same as gradient. So if you substitute in pi over 4, there's a mark. And your final mark is, remember that's 1 over root 2 plus 1 over root 2, which is 2 lots of root 2 over root 2, and then you can square it, and then that becomes 4 over 2, and you get minus a half. You don't need a calculator for that, okay? 1 top, 2 bottom, 3 bringing together, 4 simplifying, 5 substituting, 6 getting your actual gradient. You can see I've hidden something here. That's if you wanted to expand the bottom before you substitute in, sine squared and cos squared go to 1 again, and it's 2 sine cos goes to double angle, and then you can substitute and you get the same answer, but there's no need to do that. Okay, so I'm just covering it up again. Right, and then 2x plus 3 cubed over. This is actually not any tougher than the other ones. It's just be careful with the chain rule. So if you bring down the 3, and then 2 comes out, remember to write it 6 times 2x plus 3 squared. And then we get 2x plus 3 when we differentiate v. U dash v minus uv dashed over v squared. It's a fraction, so it's the quotient rule. So we've got u dashed v. Make sure you simplify it before you do this, so it's easier for you. Minus uv dash, I gave you a mark. Denominator v squared, gave you a mark. Let's open it up. In fact, not open it up. Let's bring out a common factor. There's no multiple of a number at the front there, so but you can see that's 2x plus 3 squared. I can definitely pull out a 2x plus 3 squared. So I've got a 6 lots of this bracket, and then that would have been to the 4, so we've pulled out squared of still get squared. Now I'm going to try and simplify the top. So I've got 6x squared plus 18x minus 6. And be careful when you open that up, they'll all be positive. So when you take them, they'll all be negative. And then you'll get 2x squared plus 6x minus 15. There is no common factor. You can't factorize there. That's it. So the whole lot's out of 25. That one, you've got 1 for the top, 1 for the bottom, and 1 for collecting together. I'm guessing it's the collecting together you're going to find the trickiest. Okay. So if you're not sure, you've got the PDF to go through at a slower pace, but if you're not sure, you can send me your photos and then I will go through and give you feedback as well. Okay, if you're happy, okay, and then you're moving on to the next thing. Okay.